Okay, so it all depends. Now, I'm gonna do something for you if I if well no I'm not gonna say what to do, but no, let me put it this way. Yeah, I'm gonna do something for you. Won't tell you what it is right now, but I'm gonna do something for you. Anyway, right now I'm getting ready to start traveling all over Colombia. In Medellin, I've got five salespeople. I've got two meetings with investors in Medellin that want to put up several $1 million to open up a factory to produce this product for Colombia. Then I got a meeting in Ecuador with another group of people that want to open up a factory in Ecuador. Then I've got another meeting in Brazil with another group of people that want to open up a factory to open it to do liquid manure. Okay, well you can keep doing photography at the kitty shop. Okay, um, so the blessings are coming in. It's unbelievable what's happening here. The timing is absolutely incredible. Um, I have so many friends here, Ian. It is absolutely mind blowing. You know, the place that I'm staying is a gorgeous four-story townhouse. Friends of mine, they're not family, friends. They opened it up. They gave me two full bedrooms to use. One I've made into an office. The other one's my bedroom, master. Got my own bathroom, everything. Let me tell you something. I am so happy. The only part, the only part that brings sadness is my children. And you know, Ian, think what you want, even bring sadness in relation to you. You and I never really got the break. Never got the break. Your grandfather was a main obstacle along with your mother. Let me explain that. And this is what you told us. You told us that on the time and when your mother and I got married and we were on our way to our honeymoon, you went to Papon and you said to him, "Oh, great, and Ian, let me tell you something. I loved you. I loved you. I saw you as my son. That's not taken away from Michael, not one drop. But I saw you as my son at those times, those when you were in those ages. But I remember when we got back, your grandfather Papon already started with his poison, and you had gone up to him when after we had just left. I think this happened at the wedding. You'd have to ask your mother, and you said to Papon, "Oh, great! Now that James is married to my mother, now I can call him Papa." And your grandfather, that son of a bitch, turned to you and said to you, "Don't you dare ever call him Papa. You call him James." See, that son of a bitch already started with the poison. And then we know this also from you. This came from you. All this came from you, so you know I'm not making it up. The many times that you would go over to their house and all they would do was to just speak evil of me, left and right, all the time, poisoning you and poisoning you and poisoning you. And when I would try to stop that from happening, your mother would stop me from doing that. And she didn't do anything to stop that from happening in your life. She allowed Papon and Mina to keep poisoning you and poisoning you and poisoning you and poisoning you and poisoning you. And actually, with all the work that I had and to do in order to make things happen, and I'm going to talk about that, the fact that your mother and I didn't pay taxes with the government and all that. I'm going to talk about that in the videos, etc. That was a decision she made. Understand this. The decision for her not to pay federal income taxes was a decision she made on her own before we got married. It was not my decision for her. I didn't push her into it in any way, shape, or form. She saw it all and she made her own decision. She wanted me to make it for her. I wouldn't do it. No, no. I got too much wisdom for that because then later on, then that enables someone to come back and say, "See, I did this because you told me to do it." No, didn't do it. She did it on her own. Did it on her own. Now, now, see, now she's going to have a problem with the IRS. I guarantee that she's going to have a problem with the IRS. Believe me, down the road. Because she didn't file taxes from 1989 all the way into 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So she didn't file taxes for, I don't know, 13, 14 years. That's a federal crime when you don't know what you're doing. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's got a problem there. When she'll have it, I don't know. Have to wait and see what happens with a lot of different things. Okay? All right. Now, let's keep going here. Let's see. So, see, you and I, it's interesting. The day that I went with your mother to see Papon because I had lost a job up in St. Louis, Missouri because I was a Christian, and all that, and your mother knows the whole story, and and we went to see your grandfather Papon about staying in his house. Now we didn't want to do that, but Eileen called him up and told him that we had lost a house and we were going to move into an apartment, and why did we have to do that when we could go and move into his house and all this. And so we were kind of putting in mind to go up and talk to him, and that's when he took the opportunity to do what he'd been wanting to do ever since the day that I said I do at the altar with your mother, and that was to get me out of the way. Which I'm going to talk about that when we talk about the sexual molestation of your mother in her childhood. I'm going to go into that a lot more deeper. Okay, but anyway, uh, I told him that. I said, you've always wanted me out of the family from the very day one. I said, so much so that, and then I told him the story about what you said, and you told, you know, Mari about him saying that don't ever call him Papa and all that. And you know what? Yeah, that's when your papon went fucking crazy. Now, I'm sure you're okay with the word fucking because I'm sure you used it. And you know what? You don't go to hell because you use that word, okay? It's best not to, but sometimes it's the only word you can use to describe some of this crap, okay? But when I said that to him, he went fucking crazy. Ask your mother. Yeah, you're getting out of my house. You can't talk to me like that. I said, what? It's the truth. It's the truth, isn't it? Well, you get out of the house, and that's when he touched me. And I said to him, listen, I'm leaving, but if you touch me one more time, I'll flatten your ass and put you right on the ground. Don't touch me. So he didn't. And I left. And believe me, I knew right then and there, that your mother was. See, the option that your grandfather, Papon, said was that in order for your mother to have the house with the three kids, she would have to leave me. She would have to dump me. Interesting. Christian man. Let me tell you something, Ian. If you think Papon's going to heaven, I got news for you. He ain't going nowhere near that place. That's just a fact. Do you know that marriage is the most sacred thing before Yeshua and Jehovah? Because it resembles and signifies the coming of the bride with Yeshua meeting his church. And Papon from day one was trying to break up our marriage. Ask your mother. I don't know. Maybe she'll lie. And now was the opportunity. And let me tell you something. I knew your mother accepted the house and threw me out. And you may say, well, how did you know that? Very simple. Because she didn't walk out the door with me, her husband. She instead stayed with her new husband, her father. Now, I call him husband. You want to know why? Do you know that Marisol, my wife, referred to Papon several times during our marriage as her husband? That's an abomination. That's a perversion. And then after the separation, she referred to him as her husband. Wow. Unbelievable. What a perversion. Wow. But anyway. All right. Well, let's keep going on your letter because, I can definitely get going. Okay. All right. That's why I had to run. So now you know why I had to leave. I couldn't make a living up in the United States. That was gone. Your mother with the judges and all that. They made sure of that. Is that all that's coming out of you nowadays? What's that? What's coming out of me? You cannot do any. You cannot do anything now. Jesus doesn't spell out more lies. Well, what lies? What lies? I am not scared of you. Well, then don't. Don't be scared of me. We can play the game. I already told you. You put on there that I'm going after 16-year-old girls. You do that one more time, and let me tell you something. We'll go from there. See, truth is truth. Lies are lies. Okay? You want to end up in 21:8 with your lies in the second death in the lake of fire? Well, you might. You might.